Recording from Idea Studios in Grand Prairie, Texas. This is the Insurance Nation Show, the show that talks, you guess it, about insurance. I'm your host, Alex Marquez, and sponsored by Peaceful Rain Counseling Center. Find peace. Call 214-307-6158 for more information. The show is focused on, as you guess it, insurance. We passed the episode number 1, and I see that we see some momentum going, and it's really excited about it. Insurance is something, topic that I really like to talk, and it's an important topic. And nowadays, it's a really important topic to talk about, and talk about in an easy way, like in a way that like sometimes like it's just so like the topic's so tough to have some conversation about. So we're trying to kind of easy like this conversation about how insurance is important and how it's what's the impact of insurance in our lives. So I had some conversations about with someone that just reached me and I will not tell too much names about it, but the conversation was mostly like the person is trying to prepare for a test in South Carolina. And one of the things that she mentioned to me is like how dry the material is. I try to understand that not the material is dry. The material is the way it is. The issue is like how all this material, it matters to me, how it aligns to me, how everything that we're talking about, every topic that we're talking about, how it's important to my reality. And this is what we're trying in a way to relate here. And if you have any questions or anything that we can just have some better conversations and to make it like in a more easier terms, just let me know. Like my email is right here, insurancenation@ideianation.com. I'll be glad to have some conversations with you, and in order to make this topic a little bit easier. So today we're going to talk about episode number 2. First one, it was really interesting because we talk about one thing that I believe is really important for us to know about risk, right? So now today we're going to talk about agent, right? Because as the person that you're going to be working with insurance, you're going to be what we call an agent. Of course that you can work in so many capacities with insurance, but like most of the times like you hear this topic related to agent, right? Insurance agent. Like what is this word is about, right? It's anyone, a broker. Broker is a person that is between two entities, right? That solicits insurance or aids in placing risks and delivering policies and collecting premiums. So most of the times what you're going to be doing as an agent, you're going to be as a middle ground, as a conduit, right? Between someone that needs something and someone that has something. In the end, you don't have anything as an agent, right? You don't own the company. You don't own the company that provides the insurance, but what you are is a person that has knowledge, a person that has all the talents in order to explain to the other part what the kinds of information, the benefits that you're going to get with this service that you need, right? So as an agent, you need to understand that it's really important for you to be a really good listener, right? You need to be a person that like you are trying to solve a problem, right? What's the problem? The problem is someone needs to cover their risks with some kind of amount of money, right? You need to be the person to understand, first of all, which kind of risk the person is talking about. What is the kind of risk? Which kind of what you're trying to secure? Which kind of information that the person needs? So you are the middle person as an agent that will understand what the need is and which kind of company can provide the service that you're looking for. Believe me, there are a lot of different kinds of insurances in the market, right? So you, as an agent, you need to understand which kind of company can provide the better service for your client. You're not able to find this information, who knows, like in just option A, B, or C, because every kind of any kind of insurance, they're going to be working with certain different kinds of clients, right? So you need to be, as an agent, to understand which kind of service you can provide, the company can provide, and what's the best company that can provide this service. So this is the really important thing as an agent, that you are the broker, the middle ground that will provide all these services. It's a great business if you are really ready for it, to provide services to people. And I really think that if you are in the right mindset and you have the talent in order to do this, it's a really great market for you to get involved in it, right? So one website that I want to just work right now for your access, for you to understand a little bit more, is the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. You're going to see that this is like the place that every state has their own rules about insurance, right? You have like some kind of a major rules, like just overall rules, but every single state has their own different kinds of rules, several kinds of rules that might be because every state is different, right? Like if you have, for instance, in Florida, that you have more earthquakes and you have more situations like this, they handle this situation differently. If you have, for instance, like states in the north that like talk about much more about just snowstorms and things like this, they handle differently. So every single state, you're going to work with small amounts of provisions that are not overall focus, right? And if you want to take a test as an insurance agent, that's why, like, to be an insurance agent, you need to understand which state that you're going to be an agent. You can be an agent, like I am an agent in Texas, for instance, but like someone else can be an agent in another state. And in some cases, states, they can talk to each other, and you can sell insurances in another state. However, there are some states that maybe you need to really taking the exam again, because they are not compatible enough that for you to be able to sell insurance in another state. So keep in mind, example, if you are an insurance agent in one state, doesn't mean that you'll be able to sell insurance to a client in another state. So you always need to understand like where your clients are, which clients you're working on. In some cases, if you're working with a nationwide company, you gotta be careful about like if you have you're trying to sell like in bulk with several different kinds of employees, and there is a situation that, who knows, you are trying to sell to a client that is in another state. So keep in mind, this is really important, and this is something that you need to understand for your exam, okay? If you're going to take an exam. So we're going to just stop right here. We're going to just go a little bit, explain a little bit about the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. But before this, we're going to have just leave a question for you about that. It's a question that it's most likely just can fall like in a test, right? So what's the responsibility of an agent? Like, agents should verify all statements made by an applicant on the application, has the authority to tell a proposed insured that a policy will be insured by the insurance company as requested, has the authority to approve all statements made by the provided insurers on the application, or does not have the authority to tell the proposed insurance that a policy will be issued by the company as requested. This is more related to the roles and responsibility of an agent. So think about it. See like what you think, A, B, C, or D. We're going to go just really quickly to get a little bit more information about the National Association of Insurance Commissions, and we'll be right back. All right, hello. This is the website that we're working on. We're gonna just have a sneak peek of the website of the NAIC, which is the National of Insurance Commissioners. This website is really important because, as you know, every single state has their own laws, right? Their own laws about insurance. Of course, that you have some kind of with the major aspects, of course, like insurance is aligned. However, every single state has their own ways of understanding insurance. So you got to understand that, like, depending on the state that you take the test, you need to just go to that specific website and get a little bit more information. This website is also really important because it has other information about like what they're about. And just let's go a little bit like to explain. And NAIC is a regulatory support organization created and governed by the chief insurance regulators. And by the way, this is something that kind of falls in the test. So like you need to understand a little bit about the NAIC, understand like what they do, the expectations, understand a little bit like what the main information that you have specifically to that. So let me go a little bit just to explore, like, because I'm in Texas, I'm going to explore a little bit about Texas, which is like the state that I'm in. But again, you need to understand like your state and understand which kind of information that you have on your state. So this is my state, right? This is what they call Texas Department of Insurance. So then you can get a little bit more information about like what your state is doing, related to tests, related to explanations about changes in policies and things like this. Like this is really, really important for you to really get access to the TDI, which is the Texas Department of Insurance. And of course, in your case, you need to understand what is your state and which is the Department of Insurance of your specific state. But I think it's really, really important for you to get more information about the realities about risks and what's the kind of insurance that are the kind of services that your state is providing. Because the more you know about which kind of services your customer needs, much more you're going to get more knowledgeable about your market. Example, in Texas, it's like this year, we had a huge amount increase on home insurance premiums, right? One of the major reasons that we had this increase is it was because of the hailstorms that we had here in some cases, and of course because of the Hurricane Harvey effects that we had. So I believe like the amount of increase in insurance policies that you see in this past year, it was really heavy. Like we had amount of 20 or even 30% of increases. Like so, it's really important that even for your customers, it's really important for you to understand if you can even shop insurances around. Like the example, like your client is with a specific home company, home insurance company or any kind of a company, it's really good for you to kind of take a look and shop around as an agent to see like if other companies can provide the same service. Of course, same service. We don't want to just to change the service only if the customer really wants to. But you try to get the best policy and best premium for the services that you are providing. In some cases, if you don't keep shopping, you're going to be paying much, much, much more for the price that you're trying to provide to your clients. So every single year, as a best practice, is really important for you as an agent to talk to your clients, reach them every year, like just 1 or 2 months before insurance comes and just gets removed, of course, and gets renewed actually. and you just start just shopping around, understand which kind of amounts that you're insuring, which kind of services that you want to provide, and try to see if you can find some competitive prices for your client. So this is really, really important for you to do it as an agent. Not only your clients are going to be thankful for, but it's something that it's a best practice for it. So this is a really good website for you to take a look at it, which is the National, let me just go back here, which is what we call the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. All right, so let's go back there. Let's go back and try to get a little bit more information of the question of the day. Hello, we're back. Insurance Nation show. I hope that you had a really good information about the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. As much as you understand like insurance that as not as a dry topic, but much more like it's something that it's important for you to get a little more knowledge about, not only about testing, but also to understand the stakeholders that are part of this whole area of insurance, like which kind of associations, which kind of groups that you can get yourself involved, which kind of associations that you can just get more information about to cater to your customers. This is really important. Like this are going to just make the difference between like a good agent and also an agent that needs a little bit more knowledge about. So like you try to differentiate yourself with as much knowledge as you can in the insurance world. So on the first segment, we just let you with a question about agents, right? So agents, like we have a A and B and a C option, and the answer is D, okay? So an agent does not have the authority to tell the proposed insurer that a policy will be issued by the company as requested. So let me try to explain a little bit. So as a middleman, you have some responsibilities and some level of responsibilities that you have, right? You need to deliver policies. You need to get with your customers. You collect premiums on behalf of the insurance company, but you do not have authority to tell them that a policy will be issued. This is important because in some cases there is and it's important for you even to tell your customers, right? Because there is this, because you are, as an agent, the one that is close to the client. You are the one that is much more just in proximity to it. So there is this expectation that you are the one that are going to do the whole work in order to get the knowledge and get the expectation, the explanation about like the real understanding of the customer. But you have a insurance company that need to do their background check, right? They need to understand how I want to insure this customer. Because insurance is not something that you just, hey, I want to be insured for $1 million, and the company says, yeah, of course, I'll give you $100. No. The more insurance, the more money that insurance, like that you're asking for insurance, more is the bar that you need to cross, because the company needs to know who you are, right? The company is not just giving insurance like $1 million, $2 million insurance for anybody. The insurance needs to understand, the insurance company needs to understand like what's the risk that you have that like exactly you're going to try to get the amount that you're asking for. So if you have like a $2 million, asking for a $2 million policy, and you are just like having all the possibilities that yes, you're going to get this insurance, most likely the insurance will say, no, I will not just give you the insurance company, right? I will not give you the policy, right? So as you understand here, like when the life and health insurance agent accepts a premium from a client, right? They only give what we call a conditional receipt, right? Important to understand the word conditional, right? As soon as you say, look, I want to get a $500,000 insurance or $1 million insurance, they give you a conditional insurance, right? The conditional insurance, like the word is really, the conditional receipt says exactly what it is. It's conditional. It sets the date when the insurance starts. If you're approved, the insurance starts from that point. However, the underwriters for that company, we're going to start getting a little bit more understanding about you, understand like your health, understanding about your financial situation, understanding about like how much you want, understanding who you are, maybe even in some cases they even check yourself like to your credit score. They check if if you're in debt. They check like several different things. And only if you pass this kind of tests or this kind of reviews, then they're going to provide you the insurance, right? So as an insurance police, as an agent, never promise someone, they're like, hey, for sure you're going to get an insurance. Like for sure you're going to get insured by this company. There is not how it works. I'll give an example. Like there are some companies that are like, okay, let me explain it like this. There are some companies like on life insurance example, right? I have like a $500 policy. They got some companies that they push themselves ahead of the game because they say, look, you pay double, but you don't need to do any kind of example, right? So they say, look, you're going to pay like $100, $200 for a 10-year or like a 10-year insurance, term life insurance, but you don't need to do it. You don't need to do an exam. I'll cover the risk. If you don't want to do an exam, that's fine, but I'll cover the risk that with a higher premium. So, and then in some insurance, they say, you know what? I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Like maybe you are the one that like just want to quote, take advantage of the system, but I got so much, other customers in the same situation that I can cover my risk, and I can live with like one or two people that I can give some money of it, but like I have a lot of other ones that I don't have this situation. So keep in mind, like if you pay less on insurance, most likely you will need to do any kind of exams depending on the situation. If you do a 500,000, a million, keep in mind there are some companies like in the other episode that we talk about. It's important that we discussed it a little bit about it. That there are some companies that they just do like 10 times your salary. So like depending on how much your salary is, they say, no, I'm gonna just go top amount that I can provide insurance to you, only 10 times what you got. So like you will not get like as much insurance, as much money as you want. Like every insurance company will be able to understand what's the amount of insurance that I can provide to you. Okay? So I think it's important for you to get this kind of information about how an agent works. An agent is a really important piece of the insurance business. You as an agent, you are the person that is really in front of the customer, providing the information about services, and most of the times, like you are the person that everybody trusts. So you are the person that needs to create the rapport with clients, that needs to and even in some cases, you are the person that needs to be supporting these customers, like in the worst case scenarios. Example, like if this insurance needs to be cashed, like you are the person that most likely they're gonna give you a call and say, look, unfortunately, like the situation that I didn't expect with my loved one, and it happened. So like sometimes you are the person that it's really important to get this kind of a connection with the service, with the clients that you have. But I think it's a really good business to be around. So I really think that if you like the business and you like what you do, any kind of service is really good, right? But I think as an agent to understand which kind of services that you're going to provide related to life and health insurance, I really do feel that is a worthwhile business to be part of. So I think we're done for today. It was a really good conversation about agents today. Just if you have any questions, just go down there, insurancenation@ideianation.com. If you have any questions about exams, about preparation, and feel free to just let me know. And if you like our content, feel free to just support our company with a donation of any size. We try to provide for people that don't have any kind of opportunities to take the test. We try to, if we have a chance, to give just free tests for like pay for their tests, like depending on the situation, or even in some cases we pay for people to prepare for the tests, like to take mock tests and things like this. So like if you would like to support us in this kind of opportunity, please, we will be glad to have your support for sure. So thanks a lot for your time, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.